12 p.m. on the East Coast, but only 9 a.m. on the Pacific Coast. Hello, Lynda.
Hello, how are you doing today, Steven? I hope you're doing well.
I'm doing well. I'm ready for the Christmas holidays. I don't know about you, but I could do with a break. How about yourself?
Yeah, I think I was just thinking just before we got on here how sometimes life is like a freight train, and if you don't, stop it at the station, then you're going to burn yourself out. And I feel like right now I'm on that high speed rail, and I need to take that break. So it's exactly what I want, is just to take a little bit of a downtime for me time, and to reflect and to regroup myself. I like to say slow down to speed up, and it's time for me to slow down so I can regroup and speed up.
Well, my body's been telling me for the last week it's time to slow down. I just need to do it. I just need to do it because we've got a Christmas to look forward to, and then the New Year. And we want to start New Year with a bang, which means we've got lots of preparation to do, haven't we?
Yes, lots of preparation. But like you said, that downtime is something that I don't do very well, is taking downtime. But, they talk about it all the time and stuff. But I think I need to just take heed and start doing that. Yes.
Yeah, it is difficult to go from 100 miles an hour to a stop, but we have to do it occasionally because, as you said, you just burn yourself out. And
well, what about Steven? Like, have you ever had this happen? Because I've been a go type of person, probably pretty much my whole life. It doesn't mean I've always been accomplishing stuff. I've just been go, right? So, but have you ever had this where almost every single time, like even when I worked in the corporate world, and I would work anywhere from 12 to 16 hours a lot of times, days like that. And so when I would take vacation and I would stop, I would, like you said, 100 miles an hour to stop. When I would take vacation, I would come down to such a relaxed state that I would get sick almost every single time. You ever had that happen?
I have, because your body thinks, I don't need to keep going at such a speed. I can slow down. As soon as you slow down, then everything that's been waiting to attack you, from colds to flu to whatever, sort of arrives, and that's the first thing that happens. So yeah, I definitely had that.
Well, it's kind of like a dichotomy. Don't keep going, but when you stop going, I'm going to get you sick. It's like, which do I prefer? Which do I prefer? I'd rather just keep going.
Going 100 miles an hour is preferable because you're actually achieving something, getting things done.
Yeah.
But there comes a time, and next week is it. I've got 2 more shows. Ask Angelica tomorrow, and possibly another one later, but that's it. That's me done. I'm not going to broadcast. If you see me live on Facebook between Saturday and New Year's Day, then just give me a nudge and say you're not supposed to be here.
Okay. I wonder what that's going to feel like. It'll be like, because we do so many lives, right? That when you don't do that, like, what is it going to feel like? Oh, what's that? No Instagram? Is that what that is? You're saying no Instagram? What happened? I don't. There we go.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you, and I can see you.
Right.
I was like, what was that? It said no Instagram. No Instagram.
That's a new piece of software for the Logitech camera, and it allows you to do a whole range of things. I can have a border or not. No, I can't. But the thing is that I actually accidentally closed the software, so therefore I lost my feed. I'm back now, so I'm not back in 2. I am back. So everybody who's watching us live, thank you. We do enjoy your company. If you've got any questions for Lynda or I as we wind down, well, we're going to wind down. We're going to do this. We're going to just do it.
Did you start to say pretend to wind down?
I did, yeah.
We pretend to wind down. Okay, so I do have a question though. So when you take your break, first of all, is this going to be the first break you'll be taking since you started doing live streaming?
No, we took a break in July, so it's the last real holiday since July. And, So in terms of time off, that was 8 days away from the computer, and I could do that no problem at all. And this time is going to be sort of 8 days doing everything apart from Facebook. So
okay,
yeah.
now I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that.
Well, we're all, the beauty of this is we're all different, and we all set our own routines, and there is no right or wrong in it. And if you feel like going live, you go live. It's as simple as that. And we're in a position that we can actually go live at the drop of a hat. Abigail is saying good morning, and how are you guys doing?
Oh my God, I'm on top of the world. I just got to tell you, even though I'm in San Diego, I'm on top of the world. What about you, Steven?
I'm on top of the world too. Things are going extremely well, and I'm very grateful. It's been a fantastic 2018. I'm going to do some planning to make sure 2019 is even better. I know there are things to look forward to from a tech point of view. All the major software houses will be making improvements, Livestream, StreamYard, and of course, BeLive.tv. So we've got lots of technical goodies to look forward to. And that's going to be awesome, because we're going to be given additional ways of actually broadcasting and reaching out and engaging people, which is what we like.
That's so fun, because people who aren't doing live streaming yet, really I encourage you to look into it, because this is a great way to communicate with people that you might never meet in person. So that's like the one thing right there. That's what I've really enjoyed about it. I've made some amazing relationships. Like Steven, you're one of them. I might never ever see you in person. I might, but I might never, because who knows? I'm not sure if you'll ever be out this way, and I don't know if I'll ever be out that way, down over in England. But I met you here. And so, yeah, it's opportunity to meet so many amazing people. And if you're in business, let's talk about, being in business and using live stream, because it's like nothing else. And well, I take that back. In person is better. But if you have potential clients in different countries or different cities, different states or what have you, that there's nothing like it. You wouldn't otherwise be able to connect with those people. So how have you used it for yourself and your like personal development, your business development, and all that, Steven? How have you used the live streaming?
Well, it started off as just a pastime about 3 years ago with Vlad, and it was just basically a place to meet people and get to know people. Now, through live streaming, I've got collaborations going, and it's through people I've met over the last 3 years, including your good self, and we get projects going, and it's the best way to get to know somebody without actually, as you say, being in the same room. And I've got collaborations going with people in the States and in Canada and in Europe, and it wouldn't have happened at all had it not been for live video. And I wouldn't have met this gentleman if it hadn't been for live video. I mean, when I say met, I mean virtually. So hello to Kelly.
Awesome.
So for meeting new people, I mean, we met 16 new people through Talker Tuesday. Around 16.
Well, yeah, and the audience met that many, right? So I met 26 because like all the applications that came in. So there were 26 applications that came in. So I had opportunity to meet people that I might never have met. Again, it's, I see you're adjusting your camera. You go. That's so cool.
I'm trying to balance things. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract you. It's all yours.
Yeah, squirrel. Yeah, so the Taco Tuesday, it's a talk show that I dreamt about. I actually dreamt, Steven. Did I tell you the new development? I did, but I'm going to tell you guys the new development. Okay, so I dreamt about having my own talk show. Maybe about between 2 and 3 years ago. I actually thought, I want to have a show like Ellen DeGeneres and Oprah Winfrey, and it was just a dream of mine. And I was like, I'll just have that dream, and it might never happen, but that was kind of how I was feeling about it. And then about a year and a half ago, came to my mind is having my own talk show called Taco Tuesday. So I bought the domain name tacotuesday.tv, and I just let it sit there. And then about 8 or 9 months later, I met Steven. And and it was really cool because I was like, he's producing shows. This is awesome. I'm going to ask him if he would produce my talk show called Taco Tuesday. And he said, yes. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Now I got to do it. One of those things like that kind of is that's what put it into motion, because now I have somebody who can actually help me make it happen. So I started advertising that we were, looking for co-hosts for Taco Tuesday. Decided I would do it like American Idol, where people come on, they audition, and then people vote for them. And so the votes are coming in. We've received over 750 votes, Steven. It's been way more than I imagined. So that's really cool. But here's what's extra cool is Monday night, I woke up in the middle of the night. It was 2 a.m. I woke up and it was sudden, like I had this vision. And I'm sure that often we have visions. And, here's the question. When we have visions, do we put them into action, or do we just have them as a vision, as a dream, and never do anything? Well, I decided this one is going to be put into action. So the vision was that, so what I'm doing in addition to Taco Tuesday is I lead a mastermind group. We meet once a month and we meet in person, and I'm building it up. And right now I had 30 people show up this week on Tuesday. And I realized Monday morning at 2 a.m. that I am building my own studio audience with my mastermind group. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can actually do Taco Tuesday in person once a month, where I have women who are in my mastermind meeting that they will be my co-host and my guest on the show. I have an in-person studio audience that I'm building already, and it's going to happen. I'm so excited because season 2, there will be in-person meetings as well as doing the online stuff. So, oh my gosh, super excited.
It's coming together piece by piece, and it all sort of fits. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point, right? Because in life, like if somebody has an idea for a business, actually, I just, like one of my clients this morning, she sent me a message. She said, I just realized this morning that sales is one step at a time. You don't come out of the gate and boom, you just start selling, because you need to learn the steps along the way, like how to sell, how to use the right languaging, who you're going to approach, who wants your stuff, And so it's the same thing with this. Like you said, it's coming together piece by piece, because maybe season 3 will be all in person. I don't know.
Well, in that case, we would have to meet.
Yes, exactly. Every week.
So that's obviously down the road. Now, the Talker Tuesday finals were on Tuesday night. You can catch the recording on Living Live, but you can also, people can still vote, can't they?
Yes, you can vote until December 24th at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And actually, if they go to tacotuesday.tv, at the very top, there's a link there that you can click. It says, click this link to watch the show. So you can actually go to tacotuesday.tv, click that link, watch the show. And there are 4 people that went into the finals. Gosh, who do we have? You say the names. Anita, Cheryl.
Letha? No?
Shoot.
Shoot, we've lost the plot. We must need a holiday.
No.
Just a minute.
It wasn't Letha, but shoot, Steven's going to pull that up.
I'm going to find it.
As you can tell, we're not prepared. We didn't know we were going to talk about this. But I know it's Anita, Cheryl, Clara, and Mary. Yes.
That's right. Yes, it is.
I remember them in alphabetical order. Like that's my brain thinks in alphabetical order.
There we are.
Yes, so they are our finalists, and it was a really great show. And I gotta admit, it's gonna be hard to pick. Like if Steven and I had to pick, we would pick all 4. So we're really glad that you guys are voting, and the votes are coming in strong, Steven. And every day I wake up and I see a lot of people even voted during the night. And so it's a lot of fun to see, I'm not looking to see who's in the lead, because I'm not going to look until December 24th at 5 p.m. Pacific time, because I don't want to know ahead of time. I just want to see who it is.
That's the time when Father Christmas will be out and about in England, and I'll be fast asleep, of course.
Yes, you will be fast asleep. Father Christmas. That's right. But it's so exciting. Well, we'll make the official announcement on December 26th. We'll do a live video. It'll be me with the co-hosts who are selected. We don't know what time yet, so I'm not sure, Steven, if you'll be available during that time, but if not, I'll just go ahead and do it. We'll get it figured out.
Right.
But I'm really excited to make the announcement, and of course, you'll know, Steven, who it is. But if you're not, like if it's in the middle of the night for you, I'm not going to expect you to get up and do it. So the announcement, we might
Thank
just
you.
be doing.
That's so. I appreciate that. I really do. Yeah, I'm not at my best in the middle of the night. It has to be said. So it just wouldn't work. Two things we have come up with. We quite often in the shows have seen that sign, which is 5 minutes, which means, because the show's in two segments, isn't it? 30 minutes each.
Yes.
And so I send you a signal when there's 5 minutes to go of the segment, and then you can naturally wind it up.
Which has been awesome. I mean, I've gone over the 5 minutes just a little bit, but I have really tried to keep to it. So that's been amazing, having that little warning, because I don't look at my clock, while we're doing this. I look at the little pinhole in the camera, but it's as if I'm looking at the ladies, right? And so, really trying to be what's the word I want to use? Not aware, but present. Being present on the show. So instead of me looking all over the place for the clock, I do appreciate that you do put that timer up there. It's been good. It's been fun. Oh my gosh! And Steven, talk about 5 days live.
We are live. Yeah, that's the other thing. I have to say, when you obviously now when we're live, because it actually shows up. Right, 5 days live starts on the. Yep. Can I wonder if I can find a photo? Just a second. That would help, wouldn't it? I've got a photo.
So, 7th of January. Oh, and then you have the topics that we're going to be talking about. So it's 5 days of the live videos with various people who are experts in their field, talking about various topics. And I'm being vague because I don't know the topics off the top of my head.
We haven't got the final list yet. I'm getting close, but it's the two of us: RJ Redden, Brigitte Limbanda, Lottie Hearn, Annie Mora, Cheryl Piper, David Burrows, and Angeline, I do apologise, I've forgotten your surname, Angeline, and we've also been joined by Tina. So we now have a team of 10. I'm trying to work out how to fit 10 people on the photograph. Do you have
Good luck.
Thank you. 2 rows of, I don't know. When you got
2 rows of 5.
2 rows of
5, or do you do like 3, 3, 3, and 1? Oh, you could do that. Like you could be the single one, right? Because you're running the whole show, and then you can have 3, 3, 3.
Yeah, this is one of the things I'm going to sort of sort out next week when I'm not broadcasting is to get that sorted out. So come when I can actually hit the ground running, and we can start promoting. But
are there any of the topics that are solidified that you're like, I know we're doing these particular topics that you can share today?
Right, just a minute. I'm just going over to Trello, as we all do at this time. And
Trello, you guys check it out, Trello.com. It's free. It's a free app as well as free online. And so it's cool because if I'm on my computer, I use it on my computer. But then if I'm out and about, I use my phone. And Steven, I started using Trello as a follow-up system. So all I did, it's so simple and it has worked for me. So for those of you who do any kind of networking, the gold or whatever is in the follow-up. And if you're not following up, you're leaving money on the table. So what I did in Trello, Steven, is I just created rows. I can't remember what they're called, but rows of the numbers 1 through 31. 31 days in a month. So what I do is when I meet somebody, I create a Trello card with their name, where we met, their contact information, and then I make a note about what type of service that I might be able to provide for them, as well as what can they do for me. Then I move it to, let's say I met them today and I want to follow up with them on December 28th. What I would do is I put that card under the number 28. So on the 28th, I go look at everybody that I intend on following up with on the 28th, and then I follow up with them. It's so simple. It's such a simple system, but simplicity sometimes is what we need, and it works for me. It's amazing.
It does. It works for me as well. I'm going to bring it to the broadcast now. This is my Trello, and
Okay.
if you go full screen, you'll be able to see it. But I can now read off what's happening. Monday is with Lynda and Cheryl and myself. We'll be talking about how to start your own talk show, because Lynda walks the walk, and we've done that. Indeed. Tuesday is conducting awesome interviews with David Burrows and Brigitte Lembanda. Wednesday is how to 10x yourself with Brigitte, Angeline, and Tina Vallant. Now, this is awesome. This is what people actually working together and actually going the extra mile. When I told Angeline that we were actually going live at 10 a.m. Eastern, she didn't panic. She just said, oh, okay, I'm in a YE. That means a 5 a.m. start. I'll get up at get up at 4:15. So
there we go.
Brigitte, Angeline, and Tina on the Wednesday. On Thursday is Camera Confidence with Lottie Hearn from Ireland, Cheryl Piper and David. And then Friday is Promoting Your Show with Annie Moore, who's confirmed this place, myself, and RJ. Now, that could change between now and then, but if, for argument's sake, that say that I now wanted to go on to Tuesday's show, then I can just move myself. And then I can move myself back. Yeah, that's
there he goes. There he goes.
Right, so I'm going to come back now, and I'm going to stop sharing the screens.
Well, it's cool too, because I use, just talking about Trello, I use Trello for all of my interviews. And what I did is I created a template. So I have a template of all the tasks I need to do. And actually, this is one of the things I'll probably show during our January 7th show, is how I keep track of all the people. I've interviewed over 270 people. So I had to create a system that was going to work for me every single time. So I use my Trello board to keep track of everybody, to make sure I don't miss anything, to make sure I notify them, to make sure I notify my audience, and all these different steps that I take. So I create a template, and then I just copy that template every single time I have a new person that's going to be on my show. So it's really great. I love Trello. And what are some other things that you might use Trello for, Steven?
Well, it's great for organizing. I'm just going to go back to the boards that I have. I organize 5 days live using it. I organize the charity event. I organize individual shows. In fact, mainly it is around events and planning. I've got my 2019 plans in there. And it shows what I'm going to be doing Monday through Friday. And then it shows individual topics like live video hub, bots for broadcasters, charity broadcasting, Udemy, Skillshare, BeLive TV, Caster.io. So an endless list, really, of things that I'm supposed to be doing. And over the next week, what I've got to do is go back and visit those and decide which ones have got the priority.
Well, let me ask you a question on that. When you first started using Trello, like mine, when I first started using it, I had no idea like how best to organize things. So I literally had one Trello board, and I just had everything on there. Like every single thing I was doing was on there. And so it got so confusing. So I ended up splitting it out. Like Taco Tuesday has its own board. My Living Live interviews have their own board. And so how did you, when you first started it, were you all confused and did you figure it out? Or did you just start like, I'm amazing and I got the first time?
The first time I used Trello, I didn't get it. I thought, how do you use this?
Yeah.
It's just it was so too simple.
Yeah.
You sort of missed the point of how easy it is to actually work. And so I sacked it, and I've written my own software, and I use that on my desktop because I tailored that to suit me. But Trello's now a lot easier. And I think if you try any software, it's always good to actually go back to it 6 months or a year later and try it again, because your appreciation will have changed and the software will be better than it was.
That's true.
That's the beauty of it.
One thing cool too that I like about Trello is that you can share that board. Like you can share like one board with people. So if you have a team of people working on the same type of thing, like we have, the 5 days live, so Stephen will share that board with everybody on the team, so that way if we need to add things to it, we do it instead of him doing all the work. So it's cool because it saves him time and energy. So let's, like, if you're relating that to your business, if you are a solopreneur and you are thinking about hiring a virtual assistant, Trello is a great way to go. Or if you have a virtual assistant, it's a great way to track everything that you're doing. I just love it. It's, it's not like I'm going to get any money from telling you this. I was like, when you love something, you just tell everybody, and I love it.
Totally. I've actually just come across by accident the Talk a Tuesday board.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not going to show it. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, so what I did with Taco Tuesdays, I put all their pictures up there so that every time, looking at, when I look at that board, I see their picture, not just a name. And so it really helps me, like, at a glance, remember who everybody is. Yeah.
It does, and it helps you stay organized. And as you say, you could have several different boards, several different reasons, and then one master board to bring everything together.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to do a training on that. And I have a women's group called Experiential Women's Group Mastermind, and it's a Facebook group, and everybody's invited to join. Women, sorry, Stephen, but women are invited to join us, and so that's at facebook.com/experiential mastermind if they want to go check it out, or it's called Experiential Women's Group Mastermind. I'm going to be doing a lot of trainings, and so one of the trainings I will be doing is on Trello, because it's one of the things that I use that is key to keeping me in track, and because I do so many things, and for those of us who do a lot of different things, it's important to have a way to keep track of everything, so you don't lose track of what you're doing and then lose your mind, because I was losing my mind before I found Trello, actually. So I'll be doing an adept training on, like, how to use it, how to use it smartly, how to set it up smartly so that you can really take advantage of it to what the benefits are of using it. So for you women who are watching, go over to the Experiential Women's Group Mastermind on Facebook, click to join, answer the small questions that are in there, and then I'll add you to the group. It's an amazing group. So I hope to see you over there.
Brilliant. That's good. Oh. That's good, because Trello is free.
Yes.
But
awesome.
This is as I said at the beginning, I just didn't get it. And if you do work with Lynda, then you'll get it from the moment you're shown it. You'll be able to understand it, and you'll just take it away and use it practically.
Yes.
Straight away.
Hey, Stephen, for the 5 days live, do you have a messenger bot set up yet so that people can make sure that they're notified when we go live on that?
Yeah, I do. And just give me a minute. I shall find the link whilst you talk for a moment.
Cool.
Just give me a second.
Okay. Yeah, so it's what's cool about the 5 days live is that you're getting all these various experts in their field, and they're coming together. It's kind of cool because it's not like we're going to do prep talk and we're going to all, we're not going to do like a scripted type of thing. It's real life experiences that we're going to be sharing with you, how you can do these various things like 10xing your business. Hello, who doesn't want to do that, right? And so if you're a person who's interested in having your own talk show, you might be thinking, I don't really know where to start. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get people on my show. We're going to share with you all that information. So 5 days live, I highly, highly recommend watching it if you can. You can watch the replays as well. But if you can watch live, that's of course best, because you can ask your questions while we're live, and then we'll be able to answer them for you. And Stephen has created a messenger bot, which he's going to drop a link to it in the comments, where you can click on that link and sign up to be notified when we go live. And so that it's January 7th, 7, 8, 9, 10, January 7th through 11th, and starting at 7 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, 7 a.m. 7 a.m. Pacific time. Was it 10 a.m. Eastern? And that would be, what time is that for you, Stephen? I mean, 3 p.m. UK?
Yep, it is.
3 p.m. UK time.
That's right.
And in Hawaii, it's at 5 a.m. Aloha! Aloha!
A beautiful place to live, but it must be very difficult to coordinate between the East Coast and Hawaii.
Yeah, that 5-hour difference.
I've got to take my hat off, because Angeline works with Brigetti, and Brigetti's in South Africa.
Right. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we've got to connect South Africa with Hawaii and broadcast to an American audience. So
that's awesome.
I don't know how to do it. Right. Just catching up with the comments. Kelly's just saying, if you're not able to join a women-only club, then you can actually go to YouTube for men, and YouTube will show you a Trello tutorial too. So thank you for that, Kelly. Said with humor, and
I love that.
So we can
YouTube
the picture.
YouTube for men. Yeah, well, you know, I'll touch on that because it was really interesting when I first started, you know, my entrepreneur journey, which started 4 years ago. I was in corporate for 36 years, and 4 years ago, I decided to leave my corporate world and, you know, join the entrepreneurial world. And at that time, I had no idea what I was doing at all, who I was going to serve, and I had no idea how I was going to make money or if I was going to make money, but I knew I had to figure something out. And along that journey, I discovered that I really like working with women. There's something different about it. And what's interesting for me is that I grew up as a tomboy. I actually played football. It wasn't like tag football or flag football, whatever they call it, but I was actually playing football. I was playing basketball and baseball, not softball. So I played all the boys' sports with the boys, and I hung out with the boys. My friends were boys. And even when I got into the corporate world, my jobs, like I worked in an engineering firm, which were mostly boys. I worked for lawyers, which were mostly, I shouldn't say boys, men, which were mostly men. And so for me, when I left the corporate world, and I wanted to work with men and women, or mostly men is what I really wanted to work with, because I understand men, I get them. And so what's happened along the way is in the last 4 years, I've discovered that because I have this appreciation for men and their brilliance and how they work, but I also think the same way as they do, that I can incorporate all that knowledge of working with men into my work with women. So I can help women more to understand men and how to work with men. And so it's been really great that I've, you know, narrowed it down to women are really who I work best with, because I have this ability to like tap into who I am as a woman also, which has been interesting because I never had to do that before. And now I am. And so I'm able to, you know, like I said, insert my, like the male energy that I have, that I've had for 50 years, and be able to, you know, import that into working with women. So it's been really cool. And it's not like I don't want to work with men at all. It's not it at all, because I love men. I love men. I just find that women are the ones that really could use who I am, and they're the ones who, like, I serve them better. That's all it is. And I figured that out. Like, I serve them so much better than I do men. I work with men, but not in this particular group. Because I will tell you, Steven, that one thing I discovered along this path, this journey, is that when women are together without any men in the room, it's a totally different environment, and their energy is different. There isn't backstabbing. And I find that when you insert one man into the group, that women, they shut down. They don't want to speak. They become become not vulnerable, because when they're just women, they become very vulnerable. And it's such a different dynamic. And so this isn't like, no men allowed. It's not one of those at all.
No,
because,
no, I've met on video some of the people who are actually there, and I can see that it's not sexist at all. It just happens to be.
Yeah, not at all. We love men. It's just, we just can't be as vulnerable. You know, some women, I should say, I am me, no matter who I'm around. But I know that I'm an anomaly, you know, in that sense. And not that I'm the only person. I'm not saying that at all. But I do know that a lot of people, they're fearful of putting their guard down for whatever reason, whatever past they've had. You know, even men are like that. They don't want to put their guard down. And I totally get it. And so what I provide is this judgment-free, safe space where women can be vulnerable. And every single time when I have my in-person meetings, there's a breakdown. At least one woman breaks down, and not that it's a great thing to break down, but she feels safe. She's in an environment where finally she is safe, to be herself and not be judged. And that's the beauty of having women only event. You know, that's why I do that.
Totally. Well, one of the great things about this year is, as you said earlier, is the fact that you and I connected. And in the real sense of the word, there was a connection there, and there always will be. And we've been on an adventure with Talker Tuesday and this show, which we do every Thursday, the Just Do It show. And the thing is that you and I can come on here, and most shows I put an agenda together. The only thing that I ever put on our show is this.
I can't see it. What is it?
Welcome to the show. And that's it. That's the only thing
we don't know where we're going. I love that.
It's like a train. We put the tracks down just in front of where we're headed, and we can sometimes go off at a tangent, which is wonderful.
I'm really good at that. Tangent time.
It's been a pleasure. I do look forward to 2019 and to Talker Tuesday starting on the 8th of January and the 12-week season. And I'm most interested to find out who the co-hosts are. And I shall wake up on Christmas Day, and that will be my first Christmas present.
That's
find
right.
out who the new co-hosts are. Would you like to set? Well, I'll do my Christmas message first.
Okay.
And then I'll pass it over to you. Okay.
Okay.
We've had great fun. We've had great fun over the year, broadcasting to you and taking your comments, taking your questions, and reacting and getting to know you, and sharing our lives with you, our ideas, and listening to your ideas, bringing everything together. And it's just been a blast. Look forward to continuing that in 2019. But a big thank you to everybody, and wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy, prosperous New Year. And I'll see you again live in 2019. Over to Lynda.
Wow. For some reason, I don't know why, Steven, but it's like I got a little bit emotional because like my tears are coming out of my eyes, and I'm just not sure if it's because it's coming to a close, and it's like, but I know that with each closure comes a new beginning, and that's what 2019 brings. And I don't know about you, but I feel a huge shift happening for me. And I'm hoping that the shift is happening around the whole world, but I'm feeling a huge shift happening. And I know that 2019 is going to be, promised to be filled with amazingness. And I'm so excited to have, people come on the journey with me and for me to go on their journey. Now, Christmas is just around the corner. I'm really excited. I'm going to miss our Thursday shows, for the next 2 weeks because, Steven's not going live, but whatever, I am. But, Christmas, spend as much time. Oh, we only missed one. Okay. Okay, cool. I don't know if we're still live. In case we are, I'll keep talking. But so Christmas of 2018, I've had some ups and downs with my family, and you may have had some ups and downs with your family as well. And right now I'm in a kind of a weird spot with my family. But I do realize that even though I'm in this weird spot, that they are my family. I'm going to be spending my Christmas with them and just enjoy as much time as possible with them. So find those that you love, spend the time with them, and just enjoy your next 2 weeks. And we'll see you in 2 weeks then. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Take care. See you next year.
Bye.
Bye.